What's up everyone and welcome back to another replay cast. Today we have got something just a little bit special. This is from Pro League of July 2025, so around about 6 months ago. It is Soma versus Bisu. We're on Polestar. This game is being played live on stream for money. I can guarantee you that it's going to be a good game. There are so many eyeballs on these two players. You'll get high quality games like this in things like Pro League and KCM, all of which are responded or reacted to by SNSC, and I think SNSC and Shun do KCM, the English versions, and Pro League SNSC does reaction casts to basically the day of or the day after. Sometimes it does pretty much the day after. He does a brilliant job with it. So I very intentionally take extracts. I don't do all the games. I just pick one or two of the good ones that were played at least 6 months ago. I just want to give everybody a little bit of space and respect the fact that there are others that are doing this and taking this a bit more seriously than I am. So I'm just cherry picking some of the good games from Pro League that were played a little while ago. So I cannot actually think of a better version of this match than Bisu versus Soma. So many consider Soma to be the best Zerg player in the world. Arguably it's Sulky, arguably it's Soma. So let's say, for example, that these two are top two. Then the best Protoss versus Zerg player in the world, I don't think there's actually any debate, is Bisu. So Bisu versus Sulky and Bisu versus Soma are probably the two best matches of Protoss versus Zerg that you can get. And so when you get to an opportunity to cast a game like this where these guys are playing their absolute best, it's just going to be good. So I'm really excited and looking forward to it. I'm going to be bringing you guys more and more of this on the channel in the future. So if that sounds good to you, please do hit that subscribe button, and the like button also never hurt anyone, so give him a little tap and I will be eternally grateful. So we are just doing a little bit of a nuisance with our probe, blocking the expansion, so just doing annoying Protoss things. You can see here we've got Snow watching, we've got TY, we've got Sulky. So all of the guys that were playing Pro League on this day are observers. They're all broadcasting this on their stream, so there's going to be a lot of eyeballs, and therefore I reckon these two are going to bring it. The only thing that I'm a little glum about is that Bisu spawned in brown. But what can you do? It's not too bad here on Polestar. You can kind of see it. So we should hopefully be okay. Alright, so we're making a hatchery next to this pylon. Actually, let this pylon finish, surprisingly enough. Usually they cancel it. Especially considering Soma just made his second hatchery here at the third base location. And yeah, it looks like Bisu's just now making a couple of zealots, holding the wall. He's going to delay making the cannon for as long as he can. I think he wants to try and get the core up before the cannon, probably. Let's see what he does end up doing. Okay, so he does do that. He gets the core up first. And now I think he will make the safety cannon. His scouting probe knows exactly how many lings he's up against. He's counted the 4 lings. And between Bisu's APM, his micro, and his... Oh, sorry. I'm only laughing because I was talking up how good his micro was, and then he just got his probe very unceremoniously killed, and that actually looked incredibly amateur. So thanks, Bisu, for throwing me under the proverbial caster's bus. That was much appreciated. So let's see what he can do with this one lonely zealot. Looks like he's going to get a surround on him. I'll try and kill a drone here. I think that'll be a pretty good outcome. How are we going to hide your zealot, Bisu? So it gets a decent amount of surface area here. By the way, I can see some blue moving down toward Bisu's natural. We better check this out. So we're setting some speedlings here. We do have no cannon finished as of yet. So this is going to also tax and put a little bit of pressure on Bisu as well. Okay, cannon has arrived, and I think everything is now normal once again in Protoss land. So he's going Citadel, he's skipping Stargate. Oh wow, I don't think I ever see pros do this. That's unreal, and he's doing the second gateway in the natural. Okay, this is super duper interesting. He wouldn't have scouted anything like whether Soma was skipping lair. Turns out Soma is not skipping, oh excuse me, is skipping lair. He's just putting I've just been a bit disorientated because of the placements of the hatcheries, but there's no lair anywhere to be seen. He is going Hydras. So I don't know if Bisu has sensed that this is a Hydra opening, but this Citadel double gateway build with the delayed Stargate, so he's not skipping gate, it's a delayed Stargate build, is going to be very interesting. Making a second cannon here. He's getting Zealot legs. So should be able to clash with the Hydras with +1 speed Zealots pretty decently until the Hydras have sort of seriously scaled. So it's going to be a very, very interesting passage of the game. The first timing that Soma is going to have, if he does mass up Hydras, will be around 9 minutes. He is going lair in his main, so it's not like he's skipping lair entirely. He has got now both upgrades of the Hydra Den, so he's got the range and the speed upgrade. I imagine that he will soon be getting an evolution chamber as well, so he can get missile attacks. Couple of Zealots now moving out onto the map. He did get speed as well, so Bisu's going to know that it's unrealistic that he's going to do a rush at this timing. It's more likely that Hydras will show up in sort of a scary mass. It's just, the idea behind the timing is you show up just before the Protoss has got Storm. Now, because Bisu went Citadel before Stargate, his Storm timing is going to be insanely fast. So that might not work out so well, but here we go. He does get a... So those Zealots took forever to fire. This is not a good trade by Bisu. Oh my god. Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. Run home. Has to make some extra cannons here now to not die. And I think Bisu is going to be under a little bit of pressure here. There's so much blue dropping down towards the natural position. And here we go. The pressure is on. Doesn't have that many Hydras yet. So probably could take a fair amount of the fight with the units he has. Sending out some Corsairs to confirm if Soma's gone back to droning or if he is making more Hydras. We can see that he's droning. He's going to kill himself a Overlord. This also forces Soma to leave some Hydras at home. Now I think we've probably transitioned into a normal game. We can see Storm coming into it. We're chasing away what little units were left over with a couple of Zealots. We are getting our first High Templars out, so it is going to be a juicy and exciting macro PvZ between the two best at the match. How freaking good is that? And Doug the DT has arrived. Hello Doug, how are you? Swords are flying around with our Corsairs being a nuisance. By the way, guys, have you ever heard of Tommy Starcraft? Now, I have been around a little while, although I did take about 2.5 years off and didn't do anything on the channel. But I kind of knew who all the casters were. Tommy Starcraft is a mute caster. So when I say he's a mute caster, he can speak. Some of his original games from years ago, he used to commentate. But he doesn't really have the best, I suppose, voice for commentary. Not being critical or anything, but what's happened is he's gone mute. In other words, he doesn't speak. He just switches on the game and he runs it and he observes like I am with the mouse, but he doesn't say a damn word. He does games like this. He does Pro League, and so he's using, I reckon he's using the same replay source as I am. He's just got the premium version because he's downloading the games that are played, you know, sort of in real time. And he gets a lot of views. It's so sometimes it makes me think maybe I should just shut up. So yeah, man, it's something that I find very amusing. He basically exclusively does the pros, and gets a lot of views when he doesn't say anything. So perhaps that's my weakness, is that I talk too much. All right, well, this game is shaping up beautifully now. We probably going to start contesting bases. The next big milestone is for Bisu to take a third. I like how Soma is moving his units around the middle of the map. He's expanding to a fourth base location himself. So the onus is now on Bisu to expand himself. He does have a Dark Archon with his composition, which is always fun to see. Lurkers are the name of the game. So Soma not doing the Mutalisk High Templar pick-off strategy. We are making an observatory now, so we should have observers in a nick of time. It's very, very, very tight. But you tend to see that with the really good players. They get things only when they need them. No sooner, no later. So of course he'll spot the lurkers and go, ooh, sure glad I've got an observer in the production tab. But Soma's plan seems to be to put all of the pressure onto Bisu's third base expansion. And Bisu seems to be thinking, let's maelstrom some people. Hello, storm time, let's go! Boom! Beautiful maelstrom storm combo. I've definitely pronounced that wrong. Maelstrom, slip. A little bit of word salad for you guys to enjoy. See, Tommy Starcraft doesn't have word salad. He doesn't have any words at all. Just has sounds. ASMR. Peace. Quiet. Tranquility. All the things. Alright, so I really do love the army movement of both players. 160 plays 135. It's kind of moving into that any person's game kind of territory. And Bisu now, this is where he's and why he's so good at this game. Look at the man, a Zerg though, bro. His army control, his storm, his clashes. We're going to be in for some gorgeous fights here, guys. Buckle in. It's going to be good. What happened to these zealots? These zealots are so damn disobedient. I'm looking keenly in the production tab for when Soma goes into mutas. Does he have a spire? He does have a spire. So he could do it anytime he wants. Just keep an eye on that production tab, guys. I got a feeling when Bisu is getting into like Giga High Templar mode, he's also getting himself a Queen's Nest and he's getting a Hive. So we're going to get Dark Swarm. We're going to get everything in this game. It is going to be juicy. Lots of storms, very patient, good positioning of the Dragoons, keeping the Zealots behind everything, trying to avoid any flanks, trying to protect his High Templars as well. A couple of Zealots straying though from the pack. 193, so we maxed out. We should be looking at taking a fourth base behind this pressure as well. Kind of a random maelstrom there, but that's all good. Here comes another wave of blue. I love how he keeps the Dragoons in front, the Zealots behind. Patiently waits. If he's maxed out all his storms, it's time to go. Does have 3 observers with the army, so plenty of backup. Our Dark Archon is now a Gon Archon. Is a Gon Con. We did just start Adrenal for our Lings. So I think it is going to be a mix of Hive Tech. You can see Defilers as well. So Bisu won't have a choice. He's going to have to go Reaver. He's also going to have to get a a fourth base very soon. Soma did trade down quite a lot of his army. Bisu remaxing pretty quick. He is just playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gates. Soma rotating down to this middle position. Making more lurkers, making lings, getting carapace, getting melee attacks. Obviously more melee units going to come into the game. Faster observer movement, more high Templar energy, ground weapons, more observers, and a fourth base. Here it is. So we're pressuring. I don't know if this was a drop. I don't think so. I think these things were just stationed here in case he wanted to try and establish this base. So he's establishing his fourth base. Probably the right location. The other option was here. I think this is a fair call. A lot of Hydras being run around the map, but no engagement is being taken here as of yet. Crackling's trying to knock down the Nexus and does knock down this initial cannon. Soma really making a nuisance of himself here. The Bisu ties it up, so now it looks like we're going to engage. There's a lot of lurkers here, but this is plenty of Protoss. And Soma's like, nope, I'm not going to engage out here in the open like you want me to. So this Ling, Hydra, Lurker combo, some really nice storms there. This is where these games become difficult to cast. You just marvel at the speed. Just putting an incoming Lurker there. More and more cracklings in the composition. They're going to weaken the Dragoons in the composition, so I think Bisu will now need to start to work some Archons and possibly some Reavers into his comp. I think a few cannons here. It does have these units just while he's getting this established. Non-stop fights. That's what you can expect in this kind of games. So rallying drone sadly died. Sorry, David. Try again next time. So reinforcing zealots coming in from the 4th base location. Have you noticed how both players are close to 400 APM the entire game? They like never really slow down. It's just insane. So more and more zealots now. So I'm spotting that there's more zealots than perhaps there were a little while ago. Now going a little bit more Hydras. We're also getting Plague, which is scary. Another observer. Plasma shield this time. Still no Reavers. Do we have the support bay? We don't. We have some idle workers that we need to transfer as well to our 4th base. I don't know if Bisu has spotted this. Still hasn't, so that's about 10 probes that are unemployed at the moment. Oh, the Plague, oh my god, look at the amount of Plague Protoss units here, and the Dorito Clouds, let's go. Trying to press the space, Soma's down to 120 supply, it's going to have to break up a ramp, besides, should at least try and get some initial cut through, but the Lurker is doing so much work here. Another storm, and it's just, I must say, I admire Artosis and Tasteless because they commentate these games with players like this at this level, and the games are so dynamic and so fast. To keep up with everything that's going on and to actually call the action is just, it's insanely hard. Like unrelenting fights and pace from both players. Really, really good stuff. Many feel like Bisu had it against Soma in ASL 20. And Soma was quite lucky to get out against him. And if it gets to these macro games, you tend to think that Bisu might have the edge. But what do you guys think? Do you think, generally speaking, if these two played 100 times, you know, who would win? I'd love to know your opinion. Some Lings comically chasing the zealots and this well-placed lurker. Like, this is just time to do things like this. You know, the scouting intel that this gives you is just insanely good. Oh, he has transferred them now. Alright, so congregating his army here, trying to put some pressure on this newly established base of Somas. Mainly zealots though, so not trading too well. Some more plague, there you go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Plaguing all the dragoons as well, and then getting under the Dorito Clouds. No Reavers yet. I dare say if Bisu does lose this game, it will probably be because he didn't get Reavers into his comp. I do like this storm. Is this a drop? Why are all these overlords here? I don't really know. This is a very tight sim. Lots of Archons here. Lurker's sort of burrowing in the back end here. But Bisu's really getting in up Soma's nose here. The pressure is on. It is on like Donkey Kong. It's going to lose another hatchery by the looks of it. Although there's not that much left here, and Soma's surround on the Protoss army. Nobody's getting out of here. It's just how much damage he gets done along the way. Another dead observer. 133 plays 94. I guess the one thing that Bisu gets out of this is he's unlikely to face any kind of counter attack. So if he was looking to try and establish a 5th base, I think he could look to do that relatively soon. Soma kind of stuck with the bases that he's got. I mean, he's got no real income here or here. He's got reasonable income here and here. And this base has been largely knocked down. This Dragoon is still alive, which is hilarious. And he's got this one, which is quite fresh. But like in terms of economic parity, I think Bisu probably has the slight edge at the moment. But we'll have to see what the next bases are that Bisu contests as he re-establishes his next strike force. Intuitively, I would think he wants to try and establish this area. If he can get top left, this is going to be his game. Looks like he wants to try and challenge the space again, forcing Soma's entire army to go into position to protect this area, and perhaps using that as an opportunity to... Oh, number of free observers, bro. Damn. Just to make a couple more. Legu again? It's still just Hydras. Hydras, Lings. Oh, beautiful Storm. His lurker positioning is also so good. He's got this here. He knows Bisu's dying to take this position. So he's just all over him. Oh, lovely Plague again. Good Storms. Bisu has not, Soma has not made a single Mutalisk in this game. That is just so unusual for his style of play. Look at baby Archer. That's not dead Archer. Chasing down some stray zealots here. Oh, another good Storm. We just caught the back end of that. Some carcasses. Just curious to see what this is going to result in, which is why I was following this. Soma's established another base down here with a Nidus, and now I think this game is starting to swing. If I dare say, Bisu can't establish this, and he can't knock this down, I think Soma's going to be able to take this one. So this isn't as valuable of a target, right? There's only 2 hatcheries here, and he's going to get a surround on his army. Watch Soma surround him here. So trying to avoid the surround. Moving out, we can get a bit more good surface area. A couple of decent Storms on the incoming Hydras. And here we go. So another newly established base of Protoss. And Soma's establishing some pressure here. He's burrowed a whole bunch of lurkers in a very awkward spot for these Zealots to engage. Good Storm though. And Bisu's kind of left a lot of his army here. Taking down these 2 hatcheries here. This game is becoming chaotically difficult to call. Bisu has kind of left his army here in the middle, and Soma had more lurkers here. I think he's repositioned them to protect this base from incoming zealots, and tidies those up without a problem. So 195 plays 140. The fact that Bisu's got this base, I swear he was going to try and expand here, but the fact that he's expanded here as well, I think probably keeps him on economic parity with Soma. It's hard to tell though, bro. Like, this game is insanely good. Still no Reavers. Just a definite more Archons in the comp. And I think Bisu's going to try and push this position. I think this game really will come down to one critical base being taken. It's going to be difficult to get up here with the plagued units and the surround. Nice Storm. A couple of Zealots do finally get up here. There really isn't that much left. There's also no Nidus reinforcing here. This isn't the most valuable target. It's pretty much mined out. But Soma looks like he's starting to run out of steam. There's just so much Bisu macro. And so he's going to have to pull the drones. The hatcheries are obviously always valuable targets, which reduces the amount of macro that the Zerg is available. On the storms, upstorming himself. Every Protoss player in the history of the game has actually done that. Run! More dying observers. This game has probably had more observer deaths than you would usually expect to see, I think. So he holds on by the absolute skin of his teeth, but I think he's going to run out of steam. And Bisu, just because he managed to hold all of his expansions and really limit the expansion patterns of our Zerg, is probably going to get the job done here. And this is just a reminder one more time, guys, how freaking good Bisu is in PvZ. It's just unreal. Here we go. This is a very critical base. And I just don't think Soma's going to have what he needs to hold this. There's a couple of decent storms here as well. There go the drones. And that's going to be the end of that. What an incredible game. And you can see this is a competition here, playing out to the better, and not like ladder where they will GG out really quickly at the first sign of adversity. Playing it to the end, playing a good game. Just too much Protoss at the end of the day. So Soma leaves. I'm sure he GG'd on stream or in Discord or however. And that was an incredible game of Broodwar. Wow, how good are these two, man? Absolutely brilliant. So if that's the kind of game that you enjoy, if that's the kind of standard you want to see, then please do subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing plenty more of these going forward. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and until then, take it easy. Bye!